In the previous two videos, we've been looking at how the messages and scripts that we receive throughout our lives, and especially when we're young, have a huge effect on our thinking and thus our lives. And I said that the great news is that it's possible to work with these scripts and change them when we need to by using new and more positive scripts. I'm John C. Parkin, and I'm the author of the best-selling Fuck It books, and I changed my scripts 16 years ago, and it created a total revolution in my life. Even back then I knew a good deal about how such scripts work, as I trained and practiced as a hypnotherapist in the 1990s. So in the last video I shared the script with you that really changed things for me. It was fuck it, it doesn't matter so much. And I ask you to try that out as your first step on this path. And I've been reading your great feedback about how you've been getting on with that script over the last few days, so thank you very much. And in this video I'm doing something rather ambitious. I'm going to take you through all 6 steps of the Fuck It revolutionary path. So strap yourselves in for this Fuck It revolution journey. So I showed you how my mantra, fuck it, it doesn't matter so much, worked for me. Do you see how short and easy that is? In fact, quite a few people have said, can it really be that easy? And the simplicity of this is key, and I'm going to show you why. Because the scripts you received and the ones that fly around your head may be rather elaborate. Imagine a parent moaning at you on and on. And you can, if you want, go through them, those scripts that you received, balancing them with a more positive script. For example, if one of your scripts is, you're not smart and you'll never make anything of yourself, you could write a new script to balance it. And I have encouraged many of you to do so in the last few days. So it might become, instead of you're not smart and you'll never make anything of yourself, it might become I am smart and I'm making my own beautiful and unique way in life. But I've noticed over the years that there are key themes to all the scripts. In fact, I've identified these themes as 6 key themes. You know, they say that there are only 6 types of story. Well, as far as key themes in life go, these 6 pretty much do it. Are you ready? So theme number 1, we take things too seriously, so that life is heavy and everything matters too much. Theme 2, we get stuck. We get lost in the pain. We think the bad stuff will last forever. Theme 3, we get stressed and worried and anxious about all manner of stuff. Theme 4, we spend our time resisting and moaning and complaining about everything, even things we don't stand a chance of changing. Theme 5, we're tough on ourselves. We criticize ourselves, always trying to be better and do better and improve, but always putting ourselves down. Theme 6, we tend to focus on what's wrong rather than what's right. We see what we don't have rather than what we do have. We see the pain, not the pleasure of being alive. Shit, I know. How many of those did you go, yup, that's me? Yes, probably too many. But don't worry, which is actually key theme number 3, if you remember, you're not alone. See if you can guess the number of people who feel like you. Shake that off for a moment and remember, It is possible to change, and understanding these themes really helps. But I know what you might be thinking. That's a heck of a lot to work on. That's a heck of a list to change. Well, yes, maybe, but that's why we get to my 6 new scripts. What was the first key area? Do you remember? It was, we take things too seriously, so that life is heavy and everything matters too much. And this might come through in hundreds of scripts that you received about working hard and not mucking around and realizing that life is serious, and that you'll never get anywhere if you don't knuckle down and take things seriously, and so on. And do you remember what the mantra was that you practiced as your first step? Yes, fuck it. It doesn't matter so much. Short, simple, repeatable, but does a whole lot of work on those various scripts that you received related to the first key area. The secret here, is that these new mantras act like levers. And oh my, do I love a good lever. You know what a lever is? I suspect you might do, but I'm going to remind you how truly beautiful a lever is. You know the seesaw. It's all very smooth on a seesaw if you're seesawing with someone of the same weight. Lovely and fun. But as soon as you have someone who's much heavier on the opposite end, it becomes much less fun. The last time I was on a seesaw was when our boys were young and little and critically light, and I was heavier. Sure, not quite as heavy as I am now, but still heavier than them. And I'd just sit there on the end with them suspended up in the air like this until they learnt to shuffle back on their seat more and lean back until I started to lift off the ground. And this is, of course, a great way of seeing the power of the lever. The lever makes stuff that looks impossible to lift, like heavy old me, actually really easy. And that's why clever people have, for thousands of years, taken advantage of levers. And yes, you can see where I'm going with this, I should think. Our aim is to find levers in our life that do some of the heavy lifting for us, such as levers that can deal with all those heavy 6 key themes, because I have the levers that systematically deal with these key problem areas in the easiest possible way. After years, and I do mean years of working on these, I've distilled them down to new scripts, or as we are calling them now, new mantras, that have few words and that look so simple, but that work like magical levers to lift that heavy stuff out of our lives, that create a revolution in our lives with the minimum possible effort. And by using these 6 levers, these 6 revolutionary mantras systematically, over time, you'll see the change happening. Okay, you ready? What are these magical mantras, these levers of psychological liberation? We'll go one by one. Well, you know one already. The key theme was that we take things too seriously, so that life is heavy and everything matters too much. So the revolutionary mantra is, fuck it, it doesn't matter so much. Number 2 was that we get stuck. We get lost in the pain. We think the bad stuff will last forever. Well, the revolutionary mantra is, fuck it. This too shall pass. Imagine realizing, imagine living in the knowledge that whatever's going on for you, this too shall pass. It's so beautiful. Number 3 was we get stressed and worried and anxious about all manner of stuff. The revolutionary mantra is, fuck it. I can relax now. Feel that now. Just get a taste of it by saying to yourself, fuck it. I can relax now. Because you can. I'm sharing with you some very big ideas that will help you relax more every day and live more freely and see the beauty in life. I'd love to spend longer on every single one, and in the Fuck It Revolution process that I'm going to introduce to you, we'll spend a good long time going through each one. But let's keep going for now. Number 4 was we spend our time resisting and moaning and complaining about everything, even things we don't stand a chance of changing. The revolutionary mantra is, fuck it. This is what it is. Boom! Imagine that. Starting to realize, to feel in all your cells that what's going on is what it is. To feel a level of acceptance run deep through you, and thus to stop all that resisting and moaning. My, oh my, that feels wonderful. Number 5 was we're tough on ourselves. We criticize ourselves, always trying to be better and do better and improve. Sugar, this will ring true for most of you, and we've all seen that in the scripts that you've been sharing. The revolutionary mantra is, fuck it. I am what I am. Yes, just get a sense, a whiff of what it would be like to have that running through your head rather than all the other self-judgmental nonsense. Just this one levering monster mantra would create a revolution in most of our lives. Fuck it, I am what I am. And lastly, number 6, we tend to focus on what's wrong rather than what's right. We see what we don't have rather than what we have. We see the pain, not the bliss of being alive. And this one is intentionally at the end. In the process, it will be months before we get to this one, and for good reason. Listen to this revolutionary mantra. Fuck it. This is bliss. Now you might be thinking that you could never feel that on a regular basis, especially when things in your life aren't so good. But that's why it's way down the line. It is possible. Once you've gone through the other 5 steps, addressing the other 5 key areas, once your brain is already changed, your thoughts are already different, it won't seem quite as unrealistic as it might do now to truly experience life in all its colours as bliss, to feel the bliss in everything, to feel the bliss in this, whatever it is. Okay, how's that? Well, that is your full fuck it revolutionary path. That is your evidence-based, full-on fuck it, years of testing in my life through thick and thin, systematic series of magical mantra levers to do the heavy lifting for you and make your life easier, more of a breeze, happier, freer, more accepting, and ultimately with an awareness of the underlying bliss, a miracle of life itself. Wow, yes. Now you might be thinking, well, it can't be as easy as just saying those mantras, can it? Well, saying those mantras one by one, over months, over years, would really help because of that lever effect. But through research and practice, I've developed a 5-trick process to help us embed every single mantra into our wonderfully plastic and malleable brains and our wonderfully plastic and malleable lives. I'll give you a quick sense of this process now, but in the actual Fuck It Revolution process I'm going to be introducing to you, which takes place every month, this is the method that we use to embed all of the magical mantras. So don't blink or you'll miss this. Number 1 is why a revolution, as understanding why this key theme matters so much and how the Fuck It mantra works is key to it all working. Number 2 is open the gate for the revolution, which is all about relaxation. Remember what I've been saying about the way that scripts and mantras enter a relaxed alpha frequency brain so effectively? Well, that's your gate. Number 3 is to visualize the revolution. We'll go deep into our brains with powerful visualizations of what life can be like once we're actually living this mantra, so that we vividly create the new life in our minds as we set out on the journey of revolution. Number 4 is that we repeat for revolution. This is the real key, of course, as we've talked about, and I have some great ways to help you repeat your magical Fuck It mantras until they become embedded and part of you. And number 5, your last trick, and totally critical, is to celebrate the revolution. It's so important to see the positive changes and celebrate them for yourself and with others. It's also amazing when you see other people's changes. It inspires you and helps persuade your own brain that such change and revolution is possible. We'll celebrate each other, which is not just fun and lovely, but amplifies the process of the revolution. So now, well, that's a lot of information. I told you I was being ambitious, but I wanted to give you a real sense of the huge possibilities of this, of the depth and the breadth of this Fuck It Revolution idea. I'll tell you more about how you can join this Fuck It Revolution, which is an ongoing membership, building the Fuck It mantras up month by month, in the next and last video. It'll be pretty short and to the point, and I'll sum up what happens every month and the Fuck It Revolution that you'll be creating in your life and how to sign up. But before I leave you, I invite you to follow me with this. Feel yourself slowing down now as I'm slowing down. Close your eyes. Feel your feet on the floor, your sitting bones on whatever you're sitting on. Feel gravity pressing down on you so your whole body feels heavy. Get a real sense of sinking into the ground and into the chair or whatever it is you're sitting or lying on. Just feel that sense of comfort and weight in your body, the sensation of sinking. And imagine now that you're in a cinema and the screen has those big heavy red curtains drawn across it. And in a moment those heavy curtains are going to slowly open. And behind the curtains, in large red letters on the screen, you're going to see a line, and it will start with "fuck it." There's no need to think about what else it will say now. Just sit back and enjoy sitting into the chair, comfortable in this cinema. And now, as you look at the curtains, they start to draw back to reveal the large red letters beginning fuck it, and then continuing with one of the fuck it mantras that you've just learnt about. There's no need to rush it, just let it come. Just get a sense of what is appearing on that screen in front of you as the curtains pull back. Fuck it, and then one of the mantras. What are you seeing? What's appearing in front of you on that screen? Is it doesn't matter so much? Or fuck it, this too shall pass? Or I can relax now? Or this is what it is? Or I am what I am? Or is it, fuck it, this is bliss? Which one is it? Okay, so sit back in that cinema seat and start to repeat that line that you've seen, that mantra. Just repeat it to yourself over and over. Just repeat it from this relaxed place. Keep repeating it as you move your fingers and toes a little, and you maybe stretch a bit, and you slowly start to open your eyes again. Keep repeating it as I close this video soon, as I ask you to write a comment below, please, as you usually do. Keep repeating it as you go about your business. You won't do it constantly, of course, but you'll remember at different times to repeat it a few times. And do this over the next couple of days, remembering it, then repeating it, and seeing how it makes you feel, and seeing what changes for you, because things will certainly start to change. This is a revolution after all, and I'll tell you more about how to join the revolution in the next video.